thought I'd share day 50 in the Kodiak Canvas lodge cabin setup. Give you a quick little walkthrough after 50 days. It's held up fantastic. All right, so this is the awning slash enclosure slash mudroom, kitchen, office. Very large, 8x8. Then you walk into the main tent. Alright, so we've got a wood burning stove. You can make coffee right on it and everything. Huge inflatable sectional sofa. That is Harley and Ratchet right there. Storage for clothes, all my track and field shoes. Mini fridge that keeps things chilled at 36 degrees. Nice TV where I've got, it's a Roku TV, so I've got my Netflix and all that on there. Cordless vacuum there. Mr. Heater Buddy to keep the chill off. Camera set up. And the EcoFlow Delta 2. It's a 1,000-watt portable power station, and it's charging my big time camera there. And wood storage, ash pan, and just love it in here. It's been incredibly nice. All right. Just put another nice log on the fire there. Absolutely love the wood stove. I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a recap, being that this is day 50 since Kodiak Canvas lodge cabin tent has been set up, and share with you the experience and what my thoughts are about the quality of the tent, the comfort, and all that. So, as you had just saw, I love the wood stove. That's not Kodiak Canvas, but they made this tent stove ready. So, the Camp Chef Alpine fits perfect, it's comfortable, and the tent allows the warmth that the wood stove radiates to hold in pretty darn well, actually. So I'm super happy. And that's just that corner. So otherwise, especially the way that I customized it, and you can see that in another video, I'll try to figure out how to put a link to it during this. I set it up to where it's not like you just set up the tent and crash in it for a couple of days. You know, maybe you're hunting or fishing or just out camping. This is set up for long-term, 4-season living. And what I did, to summarize it pretty quickly, I laid a ground tarp, set the Kodiak Canvas 12x12 is what this is, on top of that. And the tent already has like a very thick vinyl rubbery floor, so that sat on top of the ground tarp. Then on top of the tent floor I laid a outdoor carpet, and then I put 1" by 3" essentially furring strips, for those familiar with that term, like a 2x4, but it's 1x3, 8 feet long. Put a bunch of those down, set them up essentially to where when I put the 4x8 sheets of plywood down, every piece of plywood would somehow be attached to every single other piece. So that way, as I laid that ground floor, when I stepped on one 4x8 sheet, it wouldn't like lift up the other areas or anything like that. The weight is just completely evenly distributed. And then I laid the indoor carpet down. And it's so nice. So During the day, I will say this, right in the heart of summer, when the temperature was like 90 degrees or above outside, I saw it as high as 110 in here. And that was with the windows down, you know, vented. So I was surprised by that. It was really hot. Like, I couldn't hang out in here. It was not enjoyable in the middle of the day. Luckily, I like to be outside anyway. So I was pretty much just hanging out outside during the day and enjoying the comfort of the tent at night. With that being said, now that the temperatures have cooled down, it's pretty even in here to what it is outside, until you start to use a heating device, and then it retains it really well. I'm super impressed. So at this time of year, let's say it's around 70 to 80 degrees outside, if you leave it vented, all the windows open, everything, it's fantastic. You can hang out in here. At night, everything's zipped up, closed up, got the fire burning, and it's 30 degrees warmer in here. In fact, we can check that real fast. So it's 50 degrees outside and 83 in here. So as you can see, I'm wearing shorts. It's really quite warm in here. And it could be hotter. I'm burning this right at the low part of the burn zone. And you want to try to burn between 300 degrees and 500 degrees for that real good, clean, hot burn. And I'm at just above 300 degrees right now, and it's 33 degrees warmer than it is outside. A little too warm in here for right now. But what I found is if I warm the tent up really well and then lay down to go to sleep at night, that temperature takes far longer to fall down into the freezing temperatures. Like last night, we hit 32 degrees. And that was cold. But as an example, you get the Mr. Heater Buddy, crank that heat up real quick to be able to maneuver, get the fire stoked, and within 15 minutes, it's comfortable. That fast. It's amazing. So, other than that, in the last 50 days, we've had about 2 inches of rain. And I say about, because it depends on where you look for the data. And I've been tracking it nearly daily. And it seems strange to me that without my own weather station right here where I'm at, just how much weather stations that are only like 4 miles apart differ from each other. That really surprised me out here. And with those 2 inches of rain, we've had a lot of wind. I'm actually thankful for that because I really wanted to see how the Kodiak Canvas tent would stand up in adverse windy conditions. Because my thought process was, if it can stand up to some pretty good winds and then it snows, I'm not going to be too awful bad as long as I upkeep and keep the snow off the tent. So, wind. Many, many times over the last 50 days, it's been steady 20 miles an hour. Many times. There was one day in particular just this past week that was 30 miles an hour sustained with 36 mile an hour gusts. Tent was fine. No problem. No problem at all, actually. So, knock on wood, but the wood pile's over there, that I feel confident that it will be just fine in 30 mile an hour sustained, because it already proved that, and gusts of 40 to 50. I think it's going to be just fine. Now add snow to that, I'm going to have to be really diligent on staying top of it, I'm sure. But I'm looking forward to it. So the first 50 days have been summer weather, with some monsoon rains thrown in the mix, and it's been fantastic. I am very much looking forward to the winter months and toughing it out, so to speak, in comfort. Because as you saw from the tour, it's extremely comfortable in here. I mean, I've got solar power with the power station, with a backup propane generator in case I have to top off the power station. I've got internet via my MoFi, and I can explain that for folks that have a question about that, but it is awesome. I've had it for 3.5 years. In fact, yeah, going on 4 years. And I've got a nice sized TV with Roku, Peacock, Netflix, Paramount Plus. Like, I just love it in here when I'm just relaxing. It's really nice to be able to sit here and watch TV during a rainstorm, or as I'm getting ready to go to bed or eating dinner or what have you. Got the fridge that keeps things cool at 36 degrees. Doesn't take much power at all. In fact, right now it's running. And let's see how much power it's taking. 0. So right now it's maintaining temperature at 36 degrees and it's using no power whatsoever. Now when it does kick on, as an example, when I open up the door to grab something out, it'll jump up to about 80 watts and then it just goes right back down to 0, as an example. So it really doesn't use much power at all. Now currently I do have the really huge inflatable sectional, which is really comfortable, and surprisingly, like, apparently this will hold 800 pounds. I'm nowhere near that, and it's really comfortable. Now with that being said, it is also an air mattress, essentially. So in these colder temperatures, and the colder it gets, the less comfortable it's going to be. So what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and deflate it fairly soon and put an actual bed in here. It'll be a lot more comfortable during the winter months, and I can still watch TV and be just fine. I don't need the recliner or the sectional, but it is pretty nice, I have to admit. I literally bought it off of Amazon thinking, yeah, right. So it was worth the investment to check it out, and I've kind of fallen in love with it. I really like it. I just have to be realistic for the winter months. So anyway, I think I'll go ahead and end this video with a shot of checking out the fireplace, enjoying the warmth, and Kodiak Canvas makes an unbelievable tent. Again, this is the 12 by 12 cabin lodge, and as I showed earlier, I have the 8 by 8 awning with enclosures that makes the entire footprint 204 square feet. That's a lot. That literally is a lot. I don't know if you can tell by the video of me sitting here, but there is a lot of room in here. It's amazing. So it stands up to the weather 50 straight days. And oh, those asking about leaks, nothing. What you read on their website is 100% true. In fact, if I can give a recommendation to Kodiak, if they ever happen to watch this, on the entry door, put in a screen door, you know, just like a lot of the vinyl tents do, or nylon tents, whatever they are, the cheap tents. Because it's amazing, even when all the windows are open and everything's venting, you can tell a huge difference when you open up that door, the air coming in. So if that entryway also had a bug screen, that would be fantastic. I mean, the ventilation just from that door alone would be amazing. The other thing I also did notice, I have all of my cords coming in through where the bottom zipper and the vertical zipper meet. It would be really handy if Kodiak had made, or will make in the future, one of those little things that a lot of tents have, that's specifically made for cords, that wouldn't affect your doorway or anything like that. I would definitely find a benefit from that. And wow, other than that, I completely love it. I'm looking forward to sharing more as the season progresses and the weather gets colder. And I look forward to those comments that you folks have. If you're looking at investing in a canvas tent, hands down, I researched for a very long time, and hands down, this is the tent to get. So if you have questions as to more specific reasons why, happy to share. But for me, it was the quality of construction, the durability at a much more affordable price. Because you could easily spend 3 times as much money as I did on this tent setup. Easily. And it wouldn't be as comfortable, oddly enough. So anyway, even though I customized mine, I highly recommend that you invest in a canvas tent, specifically Kodiak Canvas. I super highly recommend them. And here we are at day 50, and it's like day 1. So let's check and see how the fire's doing here. Oh yeah. Put another log on. I love my bellows. All right, see you soon.